Tonight, before you fall asleep, it's going to happen. You're not going to think about it. You're not going to ask for it. Your body is just going to do it 3 to 5 times, every single night, while you're completely unconscious, and you've been doing it since before you were born. Here's the thing nobody tells you in health class. This isn't about arousal. It's not about attraction. It's not even about being human. It's one of the oldest biological programs on the planet, and the reason it exists has almost nothing to do with sex. The real answer is far stranger than you'd expect. Let's go back. Not years, not centuries, about 500 million years. That's roughly when the first primitive nervous systems appeared in animals. Simple creatures, no thoughts, no desires, just electrochemical signals firing in loops. And even then, even in those early organisms, blood flow regulation was already a critical survival function. The body had to constantly maintain its tissues,
test its plumbing, keep things working. Fast forward to mammals, to us. The same ancient system is still running, in the background, every night, while you dream about something completely unrelated. It has a name, Nocturnal Penile Tumescence. Scientists call it NPT for short, but the honest translation is just your body doing maintenance while you sleep. And here's what's fascinating. We've known about this for over 1,000 years. The first recorded observations come from ancient Egyptian medicine. Papyrus texts from around 1500 BCE describe the phenomenon and even attempt to explain it through spiritual frameworks. The body returning to a state of vitality during sleep. They weren't wrong. They just didn't have the vocabulary yet. That vocabulary came much later. In 1940, a German physician named Carl Abraham began systematically documenting NPT in clinical settings. But the real scientific breakthrough came in 1965. Ismet Karacan, a sleep researcher at the University of Florida, was running polysomnography studies. That's the process of monitoring everything that happens in the body during sleep. Brain waves, oxygen levels, heart rate, and he noticed something consistent, something nobody had formally quantified before. Every time a male subject entered REM sleep, the same thing happened. Reliable as clockwork. REM sleep. That's the phase where your brain becomes almost as active as when you're awake, where most dreaming happens, where memory consolidation occurs. Your brain is essentially running diagnostics, and one of those diagnostics involves the autonomic nervous system flooding the pelvic region with blood. Not because of a dream, not because of a thought. The content of what you're dreaming is completely irrelevant. You could be dreaming about spreadsheets, about your childhood dog, about nothing at all. The mechanism fires anyway. Let that sink in. Karacan published his findings in a 1966 paper in the journal Psychosomatic Medicine, and the medical world quietly understood something important. This was a health signal, not a behavioral one. But that's only half the story, because here's what Karacan's research eventually led to: a diagnostic tool, a surprisingly useful one. By the 1970s and 80s, urologists were using NPT monitoring to distinguish between 2 different causes of erectile dysfunction. If the nocturnal response was intact, the problem was likely psychological, performance anxiety, stress, depression. If the nocturnal response was absent or significantly reduced, the problem was likely vascular or neurological, something physically wrong with the blood vessels or the nerves. This is where it gets strange. Your sleeping body was telling doctors something your waking mind couldn't. The body doesn't lie. At 3 a.m., it just runs its program. And if the program stops running cleanly, that's a diagnostic alarm. An early warning system built directly into your sleep architecture. Think about that for a second. Evolution didn't give you this because it's fun. Evolution doesn't do fun. Evolution does survival. And here's the argument researchers make about why this system exists. Tissue requires oxygenation. All tissue, including smooth muscle tissue, which is what the relevant structures are largely composed of. Without regular blood flow, that tissue begins to atrophy, to lose function, to scar. The nocturnal cycle keeps the tissue healthy, maintains elasticity, prevents hypoxic damage. 3 to 5 episodes per night, each lasting 25 to 35 minutes. That's roughly 90 to 175 minutes of passive maintenance every single night for your entire life. Your body is doing this right now, or it will be in a few hours. And honestly, the implications go further than most people realize. So that settles it, right? Just a maintenance cycle. Simple plumbing. Well, not quite.
Because in 2008, a team at Johns Hopkins published research suggesting NPT patterns change measurably with age, with testosterone levels, with cardiovascular health, and with sleep quality. Which means your nocturnal cycle is essentially a running log, a biological ledger of how your body is aging. Poor sleep doesn't just make you tired the next day, it disrupts the maintenance cycle, repeatedly, over years, and that accumulates. Men who sleep fewer than 6 hours per night consistently show reduced NPT frequency in monitored studies. Men with untreated sleep apnea show fragmented episodes. Men with early-stage cardiovascular disease show it there first, before the symptoms become conscious, before the blood pressure spikes, before the chest pain. The body whispers the warning while you sleep, long before it starts shouting. Now here's the part almost nobody talks about. This phenomenon isn't exclusive to humans. NPT has been observed in rats, in rabbits, in cats, in armadillos. Across mammals. The mechanism is ancient and conserved, which means evolution found this solution hundreds of millions of years ago and decided it was worth keeping. Through every extinction event, through every environmental pressure, generation after generation, it stayed. That's how important your body considers this maintenance routine. It survived the dinosaurs. It survived the ice ages. It survived everything the planet threw at life and kept running quietly, every night, in every warm-blooded creature sleeping in the dark. So, here's what actually happened to you last night, while you were somewhere else entirely. While your dreams took you to whatever strange place they take you, your body ran its cycle. Your nervous system sent the signal. The blood moved. The tissue breathed. The maintenance logged itself as complete. You didn't feel it. You didn't choose it. You didn't even know. But your body knew. Your body has always known. It's been doing this longer than our species has had language to describe it, longer than we had gods to blame it on, longer than we had doctors to study it. Every night, while you disappear into sleep, something ancient and precise and deeply functional is keeping you intact. Not for pleasure, not for purpose, just because 500 million years of evolution decided that the machinery is worth maintaining. And it hasn't stopped since.